Okay, so maybe there's nothing scary at all about a Steve Jobs doll, or perhaps the price that I paid could be considered a little scary. This cost me $90 US. Yes, $90 for a doll. I'm not ashamed to say, a doll. Okay, but it normally sells for $100. I found a 10% off coupon by using this new thing called Google. I don't know if you guys have ever heard of it. It does wonders. But yeah, I mean, as a long-time Mac user since September 21st, 2004, I figured I owe this to myself. So first of all, shout out to my good friend, Danny Minnick. He alerted me of this, and actually he has one of the first Steve Jobs iCEO dolls ever. That's what it's officially called, iCEO. I forget what number he has, but I think it's like less than 50. So anyway, this is like a second wave that Throwboy.com is doing. And if you look on the bottom of the box, if you have your own iCEO, you'll have a number. Okay, so mine is number 1180 out of 1200. Not bad. Not bad at all. So, why do I own this? Well, as I like to say, never ask why in life. Always ask, why not? You only live once, so I wanted to treat myself to something that shows my love for Apple and my dedication to Steve Jobs. I mean, Steve Jobs is a very, or was, I should say, unfortunately, Steve Jobs was a very rare human being. Whether you liked him or disliked him, you cannot argue the fact that he quite literally turned Apple around and turned it into one of the most valuable companies to ever exist on this planet. You can't argue that. You just can't. And yeah, I realize Steve Jobs isn't technically the inventor of the computer, the MP3 player, all that stuff. Apple is typically the kind of company that watches the market for a while. They study what's good and what's bad about it, and then they make something better. Look at the iPod. It wasn't the first MP3 player. Far from it. But to this day, it has been the most successful MP3 player ever. And the same thing goes for the iPhone, which has forever changed the smartphone market. And the iPad, not as quite as significant as the iPhone, but still a pretty damn big product. The iPad has forever changed the tablet market. And I think it's pretty safe to say the same thing is happening with the smartwatch market with the Apple Watch. Now, the Apple Watch may not be like the best seller of all time, but I think it's one of the best-selling smartwatches of all time, so perhaps this is just the beginning of something huge. But going back to my previous comment, I just want to say, while Steve Jobs wasn't exactly the true inventor of everything that we use nowadays, you know, in terms of the code, the design, and all that stuff, however, without a man like Steve Jobs, those ideas could have likely never happened. Because I often see the argument saying, Steve Jobs didn't do this, Steve Wozniak did that. And that's great. But without those ideas, those products would have never came to be. So that's how I look at it. So with that said, let's get a close-up look of Steve Jobs' iCEO from Throwboy.com. Look at this, just like me. He even has Maui fur on him already. But seriously, the attention to detail is great. He's got the little beard going on. Even some glasses, which is really neat. The hair, turtleneck, jeans, sneakers, or just casual shoes with a little Throwboy logo. That's pretty cool. And on the back, more of the same. So very neat. Throwboy.com, you guys did a fantastic job. Great work. So guys, there you have it. I just wanted to dedicate a video to iCEO from Throwboy.com. Check them out. They make other pillows, ranging from the Finder pillows right behind me, to subscribe pillows, to even emoji pillows. So definitely check them out. I think you will be impressed. Thank you guys so much for watching. Your support means a lot, and I will see you in my next video. Now I'm really going to drink that coffee that I made a little while ago. Making these short videos takes a lot of work.